Welcome to the Whiskey Chasers, where we talk about our passion for whiskey and its history, either amongst ourselves or while interviewing distilleries, all while enjoying a glass. I'm Steve.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Chris.
Please enjoy responsibly while enjoying this week's episode of the Whiskey Chasers.
I know, you should just leave it running the whole time because there's a lot of good stuff that gets.
We're looking at Wild Turkey Long Branch, which is Texas mesquite wood charcoal filtered, and Chris just said it doesn't impart that much of a flavor. We're talking Wild Turkey, my friend.
I'm trying to defend it because I love this.
I'm not trying to bash it, but it changes Wild Turkey to something that is. It makes you go, ooh, Wild Turkey could be something as an intro for someone, because Wild Turkey's high rye. I mean, it's got that rye spice, that rye bite, but this could actually do something for like an intro bottle.
Well, but I think Wild Turkey in general is an intro bottle, like especially Wild Turkey like 80 and then 101. Like it's a good starting point for anybody.
But you don't think it's too rye forward?
I mean, yeah, Wild Turkey punches you.
It does, but the people that are new, that are reaching for Wild Turkey, are like, I'm a man. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like they're already not gonna complain. That's what they tell
everyone by drinking it.
You're not gonna be like, I'm gonna drink Wild Turkey because I'm a wuss. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be like, oh, I want Wild Turkey.
You want to show everyone you're a tough guy.
You're a tough guy. So I think if anything, this takes Wild Turkey and kind of refines it in a way that's kind of like, ooh, Wild Turkey can be different. Because what I love about Wild Turkey is the fact that it is kind of standard or it's very uniform, and I like that about it. Like there's not you're not going off the reservation with any of their bottles. This takes that, kind of tweaks it. It's got a good Wild Turkey base, but it tweaks it up. And I like the mesquite. I like mesquite in general. But for those listening, we're talking about Long Branch. We just jumped in because we had a whole long conversation about this.
Nick was like, we got to start this. We got to start listening to this.
It is Matthew McConaughey's bottle.
Yeah.
Did you find out if he signs it or not?
He did. Yep,
he did.
He signs it. It was part of the deal. So he became their creative director in 2016. He is the highest paid ad person in the country.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sorry, so he became their creative director. I thought he was just like hired on as like a spokesperson.
He's definitely not like a celebrity.
He was hired on in 2016 as their celebrity spokesperson, as the creative director. He wrote and starred in all the commercials. And as part of it, they had to come out with something to have him put his name on.
But he's not just like the other celebrity guys used to.
No,
like,
no,
he actually takes
a part of this.
Part of it, yeah.
So because he's from Texas and they wanted to reach an arm out, that was the kind of their big thing on this, is that you're reaching out to people. So they wanted to incorporate something with Texas, and they landed on mesquite. So this is charcoal filtered, charcoal refined, according to the bottle.
Charcoal refined?
That's what it says in the bottle there. First through oak and then through mesquite
charcoal. But it's still a bourbon.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Charcoal filtering does not negate that category.
For anybody listening and wondering.
So that does count. Yep.
I used to drink the crap. When I first started drinking this, I drank so much of it, and I was kind of embarrassed about it. I was drinking it one time, and Nick's like, oh, Matthew McConaughey's. And I was like, what? I had no idea. So then I found out, oh, all right, you know, and I was like, kind of like embarrassed by how much I was drinking it, you know, after finding that out. But I still love it. I love it. There's something about it. It's very, very, we'll get into it, but it's very friendly. It's very smooth, but it's got some nice, unique notes that kind of punch you a little bit. But talking about it as a campfire whiskey, or not campfire, camping whiskey around the campfire, maybe. This thing, I think, checks the box. It nails it, right?
Absolutely, it does. I've never had this before, so this is my first time having it. And I've only had like your basic Wild Turkey stuff. I've never been like a big Wild Turkey guy. So I've had just like regular Wild Turkey, 101, probably a rare breed once or twice, but that's it. This is incredibly friendly for a Wild Turkey.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It tones it down to a point where could be an intro bottle to Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, Wild Turkey does not have a great intro bottle before this. It is one of those, like, if I want to put hair on my chest, I'm going to go to Wild Turkey. This is like...
Yeah, because it's a high rye. It's a high rye mash bill. It kind of punches you. Even the 80 proof stuff. What are we popping? Is that Hyde Park?
No, seersucker.
Oh, seersucker. Nice.
You ever had this?
I don't believe so. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever had it.
When this first came out back in 2017, I guess, I just got it because at the time I was getting everything new from Cornell and Deal. And so they came out with it. I think it's still being produced. I bought a couple tins of it and I threw it in the cellar and I haven't touched it. So I do remember at the time thinking that it looked interesting. I completely forgot what it is now. And then I'm looking at it just looked like it might be a good one because it's from their Cellar series, which is kind of New Orleans-esque vibes. And I just thought that might actually go good with camping and with this bottle. But all it's saying on there is
enough to get you.
It's talking about seersuckers, which really have nothing to do with it. The suit, the clothing, the cotton.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
seersuckers a suit?
Yeah, it's a type of clothing.
Oh.
But all it says is a spicy blend of cigar leaf and other choice tobaccos. And that's all they talk about it. So I don't know. So we're gonna find out. But I saw a cigar and I thought, yeah, this would work with camping. So this has been aging since 2017. So it's another one that's
2017. Okay, so
5, 6, 7, 8 years on it.
So another 8 years.
I'm curious about the smell.
And you can feel it. Dude, this has got some. Yeah,
that's
look how dark that is, dude.
That's flake. Is this flake?
Yeah, it's a crumble cake.
Crumble cake.
But it's like, dude, that's like dry old fruit in there. Yeah, it's definitely got some good.
I like that.
Some good age going on.
Yeah, it's like dark berry.
Dude, this is gonna be something quite extraordinary, Steve. And it's got the crystals. Look at that. That's all the age, the plume.
I feel like I could just eat that like a brownie right now.
Oh yeah, it looks like a brownie.
I don't know that I recommend.
I don't think it'll be good, but it does look like I could just eat it like a brownie.
Okay, I'm going to put this in a corn cob and watch how I'm going to do this today.
Okay, I'm watching. You're gonna fold this up?
I'm just gonna stick the brownie in. I've never done that. We're gonna find out how that goes.
Look at that, just dude. Burn it right from the top.
Yeah, why not? It's gonna be something interesting. I can tell you that.
I mean, it
just went right
apart.
in.
Yeah. Well, it
was a perfect fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Just seersuckered right in there.
So McConaughey is from Texas. He likes his Kentucky bourbon, though, his whiskey. Though.
He does. He is a bourbon guy.
He reminds me of I feel like the reason I bring this up is this tobacco reminds me of something he would probably be into because this is like New Orleans kind of feel. I feel like he fits right in with that Texas, Kentucky, New Orleans kind of mentality.
Yeah, I could see that
for sure. He gives off a very New Orleans vibe to me.
A very laid back New Orleans. Like there was an interview that I saw with him since we're on McConaughey. He's big in rom-coms, and maybe this is why you felt like maybe I shouldn't be drinking as many bottles. But he said his deal, like when he first got into movies, was rom-coms, and he was like, "I got to be done with those because there's no way out of that. Yeah. Like once I'm into that, that's all I can do. Yeah,
it's very much a typecasted sort of.
Yep." And so he's tried his hardest to steer clear of those and start getting into more other roles. Because when he first started, it was very like rom-com, and that's all he appeared in. Yeah. He did well in them.
Yeah, but I can see how if you're an actor and you're like serious about acting, you probably don't like you probably want to do some serious roles. And he definitely did. Like, I mean, True Detective was an amazing series. Right. And like he did really well in that. His first role was Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. That you get that. All right. Yeah. And high school girls stay the same age. I just keep or something like that. Or I get older, but they stay the same age. It's like, what a creep. You know what I mean? Nowadays you're like, but back then you didn't think that was creepy. But now you're kind of like, ugh. What are you doing hanging around all those high schoolers, dude?
So what? So we've all talked about this. Sorry, you, me, and Steve, Chris. Yeah. We talked about camping. We want camping bottles. This idea of a series. We went from flavorings to then, okay, let's get a little bit more serious. Yeah. We're done on the lakes kind of feel. We're now going to camp. Yeah. Why this bottle? Like what made you go, Long Branch is a bottle that we need for camping?
I think at least part of it didn't come up right away. When we were like, Nick, you and I talked about this first, and this didn't pop up. But as soon as we mentioned it to you, Chris, you come up with it right away. And you were right. It's because of the mesquite. You think of barbecue, you think of being outdoors. It just fits. I've never had it before, so I couldn't say. But the mesquite itself is a good indicator.
Yeah, I'd say that for those reasons. Again, it kind of goes along with the theme that it's got really good flavor, but it's not overpowering. It's got a good finish, but it's not too long.
Okay.
It's a wild turkey product, which you think goes along with all those kind of. I feel like wild turkey's kind of like one of those for the active guy kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like, you like to camp, you like to hike, you like to hunt, you like to fish, you like to fight, you like to box, you like to, you know what I mean? You like motorcycles. It goes along with the activity. It's an activity brand. You don't have a whole lot of like businessmen coming home that do nothing but crunch numbers all day, then don't have any hobbies drinking wild turkey. You know what I mean? It's more of like the active guys sort of brand. You know what I mean? So along with, I think that goes along with camping, wild turkey, it's specifically, but then this bottle, it's also got the price and it's got the look. I mean, you could easily throw that in a backpack, and actually it's kind of a squat bottle. I just see that around the fireplace or the campfire. You know what I mean?
You brought up, I don't know why this made me think of this, but the idea of like wild turkey being like active, right? Like the name. Other than Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace, can you think of any other brands that are animal named? I know that sounds weird.
Like big brands?
Yeah, or any brands. Normally they're like named after people
Caribou.
or like
Caribou, but that's
crossing.
Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. But like most of them are like people names or like company names.
You would imagine there would be a wolf out there someplace.
Right. Yeah. there's one that's like Bearface is a company name.
Bear Fight.
Yeah, Bear Fight.
Maybe there's more than we're not thinking of either. But what I'm trying to think of, what's that one that's got like the elk on it? There's like elk something.
Old Elk.
Old Elk.
There's Old Elk. Yep.
It's Old Elk. Yeah.
So there's a few of them.
There's a few of
I
them.
feel like a lot of whiskey brands are named after places. And they could be named after landmarks, like Stranahan. Oh no, that's a guy. But like Pikes Peak, I think like that stuff has like they're like landmark Yellowstone, like named after locations.
Okay. Do you think wild turkey was named after like the idea of hunting?
It was. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know
Okay.
anything about wild turkeys.
So-
You should let us know.
Yeah,
Sam.
here,
I don't know anything about
pull
that.
out my notes here.
Being such a wild turkey guy, I don't know what that is.
So the brand, it's like, it was hard. I have like a table of information that I always want to get, and on there is like the founders, when it was started, all that kind of stuff. Having a founding date and people for this brand is like impossible. It's been around.
It's been around for a while.
The brand that kind of took it for a while started in 1855. And so like it's been around a super duper long time. But the name Wild Turkey started in 1971. Or nope, sorry. It's before that. 1942. 1942. A brand exec for Austin Nichols, which was a distribution company.
I've always wondered where Nichols came from, like the name Austin Nichols.
Yep, it was just a distribution company, and so they were around forever.
Didn't they also have a department store?
I believe they may have.
I think Nichols Department Store.
Yeah.
Okay.
They ended up buying it from the Ripy family. So the Ripy family would be
Not Ripley.
not Ripley.
Okay.
RIPY. Ripy family would be like the true starters of what would become this brand. They didn't call themselves that. They had a few other names. Austin Nichols eventually bought them. Austin Nichols was just a distribution company, so they were doing that. They decided they wanted to get into distilling, so this is one of the brands they bought from the Rippy family.
That was a good idea that they did.
And in 1942, one of the executives was going on a wild turkey hunt with some buddies, and this was one of the bottles that they took with them.
So, question, the dumb question here. What's the difference between like a turkey hunt and a wild turkey hunt?
They're the same thing.
Okay, all right.
Depends on what you wanted to say.
There's domesticated turkeys, and then there's wild turkeys.
But the domesticated ones, you don't go shoot.
No,
Right, not
but
generally.
Right.
it's-
Yeah.
I mean, if you were gonna go shoot wild chickens, you want to say that they're wild chickens.
Who goes shoot wild
I don't
chickens?
know. What if you did?
Probably in other places. Hawaii, probably.
Yeah, there's probably some wild
of
chickens.
He just goes to shoot wild chickens. Hey, I want to go on a chicken hunt today. You want to come along? Yeah, sure.
I'm
Well,
not going to
more
just say
makes
I'm going on a turkey hunt. I'm going on a wild turkey
Wild
hunt.
turkey hunt. So they went on this hunt, and then after the hunt was over, his buddies and stuff kept asking him, "Hey, do you have any of that wild turkey stuff?" Because that was what they took on that hunt. So that was what they related to it.
That I can appreciate.
Yeah. So in 1971, they bought the Boulevard Distilling Company, which is the people that made this stuff, and named it Wild Turkey after that.
That I appreciate. Like Buffalo Trace is like, oh, this is where the buffaloes walk.
Right.
You know, or like Eagle Rare has something to do with rare eagles. Here it's like a bunch of buddies got together on like a golf trip or a camping trip. And it's like, hey, you have got that camping whiskey?
Yeah.
You got that wild turkey whiskey? Like,
Right.
I don't know what it was called, but you
Yeah.
have it.
Whatever.
Like, that's
Because
what
they
I
were a
think of.
distributing company.
Right.
That makes
so he just grabbed a
it
bottle.
just makes more of a story, like a name, reason for a name than most things.
Right,
I liked it.
I appreciate it.
and it makes sense as a name. Like it doesn't feel made up. It feels like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And Wild Turkey's a good name for a whiskey, so that's what I named it after, for sure.
I was wondering because
that
you've got
works.
like Wild Turkey as a brand, and then you got Russell's that's along with Wild Turkey. And I'm like, Russell's doesn't really work with Wild Turkey. Like,
Well, that's just named
It
after
seems-
the people.
right. That's
Yeah.
what I was like. The names seem odd. If you're like family, if it's a family story, why would you go from Wild Turkey to Russell's like
Right.
as a name? That seems weird.
Yeah, no,
But this makes more
Russell's-
sense.
Exactly. Yeah. Russell's, they didn't own it. They're just, Jimmy Russell is the master distiller and has been for 70 years. He still is, along with his son Eddie. And so Eddie and him both do it now. But this is the 70th anniversary for Jimmy Russell this year. And so that's a newer thing for them. But Eddie Russell, his son, is also a master distiller. They're kind of co-master distillers. But Eddie and Matthew McConaughey are the two that signed this bottle.
Oh, Eddie did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this is the only bottle that Wild Turkey has that is signed by somebody other than Eddie or Jimmy. And so that's a unique thing for this one. But yeah, that's how all that started. And then Pernod Ricci bought him in the 80s. And then from there,
Did
Campari.
I was going
now.
to say
Yep.
Campari now owns them.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Campari bought him in 2009. But in 2000, did you hear about what happened to the distillery in 2000 there? It burned. So they lost one of the
Wild Turkey did?
Yeah, one of the
What?
rick houses in 2000 on May 9th of 2000. This was
Do you
crazy.
know this? I don't remember hearing this.
So, I mean, it's from 2000, so it's a long time ago.
Dude, that's 25 years ago.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's
So-
2000. I didn't give a shit. You know
So-
what I
I
mean?
guess I wasn't old to drink.
Right.
Yeah.
A warehouse holding 17,000 barrels burned. And when that happened, all those barrels busted open and flowed out. And so now you have whiskey flowing
Dude, I'd be out
down,
there with
catching the
jugs.
woods on fire because it's all on fire. Because it's all
High
right.
proof.
I mean, it hasn't been aged down, so this is all in the barrel still. So it's on fire, catching the woods on fire as it goes down to the river.
So
It
how many
flows-
turkeys did they get with this?
Right. It flowed into the river, and there was enough alcohol that went into the river.
Was the river on fire?
Parts of it were there just at the very
That's
beginning
really
of it,
cool.
but it destroyed the habitat in the water.
Imagine all the drunk animals.
There was like 66 miles of river right there that during this, the oxygen level dropped so low in the water that it killed off all the fish.
Well, they just need to
And-
learn to drink their whiskey,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
They stopped it before it got to the water treatment facility, but the water treatment
Oh, that would've
facility
been interesting.
couldn't treat it because it's too strong for like a normal thing to deal
I'm
with.
sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. You're saying the water treatment facility that treats all of our shit can't treat alcohol out
Not
of
that
the water?
much. That's too much at a time.
I'm sorry.
They're made to purify. They're not made to like decontaminate.
So like the chemicals that they're using in a normal water
Like they
treatment
can't strip
facility
the water out of
couldn't
oil. You know what I
handle
mean?
that. Yeah.
But you can
So-
strip the crap out of it. Like,
Well,
what?
sure. That's solid. That's solid particles. That's easy. And there's not that much of it.
And they're
And-
probably
and
not
they're-
taking.
so-
They're probably not taking all of it out
How
anyhow.
many,
Right, exactly,
how many
yeah.
people are pooping? I mean, come on. Let's be honest here. You can't strip all of it.
Most of it's
Come
in the
on.
mud along the sides. But no, so Army reserves and stuff came in to like get the aerate the water
So
on barges and everything
Did they?
to take care of that.
Did we bottle any of this?
I know.
Did we
I
bottle
bet
it?
Wouldn't
Like,
have been great.
We got river whiskey at
Right.
that point.
But they killed off about 228,000 fish throughout all this. They pay the Wild Turkey had to pay Kentucky Fish and Wildlife $256,000 to help with
Can you
fish
imagine
repopulation.
getting taxed on top of your losing your product? Like
But
a
here's the
double
thing,
screw you.
They barely got $1 a fish for it. They killed off 228,000 fish.
Well,
they paid them
How much
256,000.
do goldfish cost?
Right. So
I mean,
I
come
was
on.
gonna say, to me that number seems low.
Yeah.
but that's just for fish repopulation. But yeah, so that's what happened in 2000. And then so through that, the distillery wasn't fully rebuilt till 2011.
Really?
So yeah, they rebuilt the distillery there in 2011. And then in 2013, they added a bottling facility there. Up until 2013, they were shipping their stuff to either Indiana or Arkansas to be bottled to bottling facilities there. Now it's being bottled there, along with Sky Vodka is also being bottled
I
there
think
because it's owned by Campari.
around that time, I think. So were they Campari at that time or Pernod
Yes.
Ricci?
Nope. 2009 is when they became Campari, and the bottling facility was built in 13.
Okay, because I was going to say before that, I believe that Pernod Ricci owned MGP. Well, I mean Lawrenceburg. They
Right,
owned
yes.
that at that
Mhm.
point, which makes sense if they were shipping up there. But you're saying they weren't owned by Pernod Ricci at that time.
No, so they were
Wild
owned
Turkey.
by Pernod Ricci in 2000 when all this happened.
So it makes sense
up
they were
until-
shipping up there.
Yeah, exactly. So they
interesting.
started. It said that they were shipped to Indiana and then Arkansas. My guess is they were shipped to Indiana until 2009 when Campari bought them, and then it was shipped to someplace in Arkansas for some reason to be bottled down there, some other distillery down there. Now they built their own bottling facility there, so now they're bottling it all in house again.
Why is it that we don't have an issue with shipping stuff to be bottled somewhere else, but we gawk at distilling somewhere else?
Because the work is done.
The work that's all it is. Just work is done.
Yeah, it's just a
Huh.
yeah. It's all glass. There's no flavor being
Fair, I guess.
departed in it.
It's even been aged
It's just
already.
packaging.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
at
just
that point. Yeah,
packaging,
just
yeah.
packaging.
Huh. They've got more of a history than what I thought they did.
And I glossed over a lot in terms of like their early history, because a lot of it is just, it's a lot of buying and selling of a whole bunch of people and a bunch of families that did it. And when you go back that far, it's no longer, it's all a bunch of distributing companies.
How did the Russells get involved? They were
They
just
just
hired on as
they hired Jimmy Russell to be their master distiller. That's how that started.
Because I feel like people now see it as Russell's, because Russell's is so big, they see Russell's as being the name for Wild Turkey that started Wild Turkey.
Well, and one could say that his influence on Wild Turkey has been such an
Fair.
impact that it has made
Yeah.
Wild Turkey better than what it was.
That's fair.
Because it was very much kind of like a ho-hum kind of a brand.
Yeah.
And now, like, there's things that compete with Jim Beam. You know what I mean? And you're talking about Jim Beam being a family. And the Russells are starting to get that way where they're starting to
Right.
do that.
It's very
but
family, yeah.
it's not the same like Jim Beam was like family forever.
We
like
started it
Wild
kinda
Turkey,
doing,
that's just,
Yeah.
you know, they
Wild
hired
Turkey
these
doesn't
guys.
have a family, and so it never was that. So now their family, when they try to market themselves, they're marketing more around the Russell family than they are any of their own history in that
I
way.
almost appreciate Wild Turkey more now than I did prior, and more than I do Sazerac. Because it's almost like a Sazerac story of we bought up a company because we could do something with it. But then the Russells came in and like, meh, we're going to make this more than just something. We're going to make it a legacy almost.
Yeah. You have that master distiller part of it.
Yeah.
And so, when you think of Jim Beam, the Beam family that owns it is also the distillers. And so it's all one thing. The owner and the distiller are one and the same. With Wild Turkey, the owner is Campari. They're whatever, just some large company that owns a bunch of brands. But they're allowing the Russell family to take control of these bottles and letting them be the artist that put their name on it.
Can you imagine what Diageo would be if they did the same thing? Like, they could succeed far more than what they are if they allowed the same thing that Campari is for Wild Turkey.
Right. I mean, we'll talk about some other Diageo products during this series, but something that I think more of these big conglomerates should pay attention to is that the master distiller is the artist. And you should let them put their name on stuff.
You're just the canvas. Let the artist paint.
And let them, I think the master distiller should be a bigger name than they are. Like, I think the fact that we don't know who the master distiller is on most bottles, if it's not a bean product or a Wild Turkey product, there a lot of the other ones we don't really know who they are, other than maybe some like small craft distilleries and stuff. But the bigger names, we don't really know who those master distillers are overall, because their name isn't on it. They're marketing for the brand versus, like I said, the artist. And I think they're missing out on that because you're probably paying that guy a lot of money. You should let him do their thing. I'm lighting this place on.
Did it light it on fire?
No,
we're good.
I'm really surprised. I'm just sitting out there.
Just sitting there.
Just sitting there on fire. Golly.
Really
I'm
impressed.
falling apart over here.
Having a hard time over there.
Speaking of, what do you think about this tobacco?
I love this tobacco. It's a very nice smoke. I'm having a hard time keeping it lit because it's that pack, and I don't think I packed it right.
But I also saw Chris use a cigar lighter.
I was gonna say. So what I did was
just shove it in there.
I shoved it in there, and it didn't work out. So I pulled it all back out, and I actually rubbed it out because it is kind of that crumble cake. I rubbed it out, and I stuffed it again, and then I lit it really good, and now it's going really good. Now it's going really good. But I had to pull it out, and you almost have to expand that tobacco a little bit.
Yeah, because it's a crumble cake, so it's all kind of pressed together.
So I did look it up
there,
if you're curious, because it's actually way more intense than I realized. I didn't realize how
like what the tobacco is.
Yeah, so just as far as the components go. So there's Virginia, dark fired Kentucky, Burley, Oriental cigar leaf, and black Cavendish.
All in this.
Wow. I had no idea it was going to be that complex. It's a lot of different things going on.
Yeah, that's a lot going on there.
They're calling it a plug, but maybe it was the age on that thing. Normally plugs are really hard. You can't pull them apart like that. And it was almost like a crumble
what's
cake.
a plug?
It's like a cut of tobacco. It's in a cube. And the only way to really you have to use a knife to break it up usually.
Okay. I'll be honest with you, Chris. I gave you a lot of shit for this bottle when you first got it.
And now it's changing your opinion, isn't it?
You want to know why it's changing my opinion? So when you first got it, I was not into smoking, did nothing with smoking, right? I saw charcoal filter and I saw McConaughey, and I was like, you got a Jack Daniels, Wild Turkey version of Jack Daniels on your hand. Mesquite wood is one of my favorite woods to smoke with. A lot of people hate it. It's too intense. Unless you're from Texas, they're like, tone it down. I mean, it is a hard wood to burn in the sense that it takes a long time to burn. And there's so much smoke that comes off of it with flavor and the intensity off of it. This guy's not sweet. This is, when we were trying to figure out how we would do this, right? How we would divide this out, which episode for which, I thought this is going to be sweet. This is not the same sweet that I thought or remember from when this all first started, and when you first started on your long branch,
my long branch
multiple bottle journey.
Yeah. That's what I thought was odd when you kept saying how sweet it was, and I was like, it's sweet like Wild Turkey's sweet, because Wild Turkey is kind of sweet.
But this is not I think like Jack Daniel's sweet.
It's not.
That's what I thought of this is Jack Daniel's sweet. Maybe Gentleman Jack sweet. Like it's not like extreme, but it's still there. This is not that. This is not what I had preconceived ideas of.
No.
It's just Wild Turkey with a spin.
It is a little more on the smoky side. It has some smokiness to it. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Me too.
And
you can see why I'd go. And then
I'm kind of surprised.
Haven't talked about the price. It's under $40.
Yep.
You can see going through a lot of bottles of these.
Buying this already.
Yeah, you can go through this a lot. I mean, it's good.
I really could, because this is the Lagavulin for American whiskey for me. This has got that barbecue kind of feel without being too intense. This is I could sit at a campfire and I could drink this and I can enjoy this, but it's not going to light my world on fire with proof or with heat. It's going to be back in the background. It's got a long finish, and I know what I have is good. It's going to take me a while to like sit through this kind of feel.
This doesn't have a very long finish, which is very nice, but it's kind of like the leather and oak in the last one. It has good flavors, but a short finish, which I think is kind of what we're looking for in more of a camping world kind of thing, because you don't want it to overpower.
What drew you to this when you first started drinking the Long Branch?
If I remember right, I was always into wild turkey.
Yeah.
And when we first started really getting into bourbon, I was into wild turkey. I think it was just a natural progression. I just think that's all it was. I remember I was going there. I was getting bottles like 3-4 times a week. I remember getting like wild turkey. I got Wild Turkey 101. And at the time I was like, ooh, this is hot. You know what I mean? Like, so I liked it. I wouldn't drink it all the time. But I was coming home from work and I'd have like a glass of wild turkey or something. It was kind of like my thing. And then I remember getting some Russells, different Russells that had just come out. Russell stuff had just come out. And I started buying up different wild turkey stuff. I got the Long Branch because it was on the shelf. And I was like, out of all of it, it was like the thing that I liked the most. And I would go through the most often. And then, like Rare Breed came out. I dabbled into that. Eventually, I went to the Wild Turkey Distillery and did the tour. And that's where I got like Kentucky Spirit and things like that. Started getting a little bit more into the different things that Wild Turkey offers. But if I remember right, going back to that, it was very much like basic offering plus, right? Which at the time, that's what I was into very much. Like, okay, everybody, because if you remember back then, people weren't really drinking bourbon like they are now. And a lot of people, if they did drink every day, they were drinking like the basic stuff. Like they were drinkers, you know what I mean? They were like Wild Turkey 101, you know what I mean? So I was kind of into the whole, this is that plus, right? The like, what's one level up from like what everybody's doing? You know what I mean? Now that's like, people are way beyond that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I always like the idea of like, this is like what this company puts out.
There's a specialty.
With a twist. Yeah. The specialty before specialty was the thing. Before like I was really kind of before like single barrel things were a thing. You know what I mean? It was all about small batch was the word back then.
This was even before like Master's Keep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This was before Master's Keep.
Yeah. I mean, this was probably when this was fairly new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know when
this is 2018.
2018 is when this came out.
Then yeah, I remember this was brand new when I got it.
This was brand new when I was working at the Bogey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I was drinking like well into drinking bourbon before this even came out. Right. So the fact that I never realized this was Matthew McConaughey's, I don't know.
Which always cracked me up. And it still does, because I'm still trying to process through like, you got this weird thing happening in like 2018 of like so like I have to endorse. It's a celebrity endorsement for alcohol. And McConaughey was not Wild Turkey. It was this. It wasn't like I'm all about everything. It's just this one. And then you had who is it? Mila Kunis?
Yeah, Mila Kunis.
Beam?
Yep, she does Beam.
And she started coming out with that, like Beam started putting that out, which was okay. But then you had like a few other like celebrities that were like, ooh, check this out. Ooh, check this out. And it was like the entire brand. Yeah. Whereas McConaughey was like, no, this is mine. Like this specific one.
And he doesn't push it as hard as you'd think
he used to.
Yeah.
He really, when it first started, he would push it. I remember seeing like advertisements for him within the first year, like 2018, maybe a little in 2019. But after that, you don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know if he's still. I'm assuming he still works for Wild Turkey, but he's really become a good brand guy. Yeah. Like in terms of that, like he did the Lincoln commercials. Right. He did really well with those. Now he does all the Salesforce commercials and does a lot of Salesforce stuff.
Him and who's the other guy? His buddy. Zombieland. He played in Zombieland.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody. Yeah, yep. Him and Woody are like childhood friends.
Yeah. So they're doing some stuff for Salesforce together. But yeah, so like he's just he kind of, and I'm curious if he is like writing those commercials and stuff, because that was his deal with Wild Turkey. He was the creative director. It was his job to write the commercials, to star in the commercials, do all the stuff. And so I don't know if he's still doing that as much with the other ones, but he does a good job of that part of it, like being the face of of a brand like that.
I could be going out on a limb here with McConaughey. Do you guys ever feel like McConaughey's voice and what he says is going to be the just spaced on his name. Crap.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. He's gonna be the white Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
because of his voice.
Yeah, he has a good voice for marketing.
Good voice, yeah. And he's slower. He likes to slow it down.
Yep, he does a lot of like inspirational stuff and all that too. He has a voice that would be really good for AI. Like if they were gonna start doing all that stuff, like he would be like a.
Can you imagine like
have
him
all
on like
your stuff in Matthew McConaughey
Google
voice.
Maps? Like, take a left turn.
It's got a little bit of that Tennessee whistle going on when he speaks. Then
take a left turn up ahead.
You're gonna want to make a left here.
Yeah, that's he's a good actor. As he's getting older, he's getting a little weird. Hollywood does that to people, but. If you think of some of his older stuff, when he was in the heart of it, like Frailty, such a good movie. Or I did watch a movie with him recently. That was a few years ago. That was really good, called Serenity.
Oh,
did you ever watch that? Where he's on the island and that was quite interesting. Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured it out like probably earlier than I should have, but even still, watching it was. Wow, it was a good movie. Yeah. And he is a good actor.
He is a really good actor.
You end up feeling kind of like what he's going through, which that's all that you need as an actor. Like,
I feel like he's not very much of like a method actor. He's more like emotional.
He's an emotional actor.
He is an emotional actor.
Like you can see it all over his face. Like that's exactly what you would be feeling in that situation. Yeah.
And I think you're talking at the beginning that he was kind of being typecast in the rom-com sort of world. And like he did good at that. It was because of his start, like Dazed and Confused and all that stuff. So he had that start, but like he got into more serious acting.
Failure to Launch and things that he did do some
Fool's Gold.
Yeah, Fool's Gold. There was a great movie that he was in.
Sahara. Yeah.
I freaking love Sahara.
So do I.
I think it's such a good movie.
Those movies they don't make them anymore, but they're like the romance adventure, Romancing the Stone. You ever watch that one?
Yeah.
Those kinds of movies where it's like it's like the Indiana Jones with a little bit more poured on for their romance. Yeah. That's what it is. It's the adventure romance. Yep. I don't even know if there's a category for that because there's rom-coms, but like it's the adventure romance.
Yeah. Mel Brooks did a lot of those early on. Like Bird on a Wire was a great one. Yeah, so there's a lot of those. And like Indiana Jones kind of did it with the Temple of Doom one. I think there was a little bit more romance going on in that one. Not
to that extent.
No.
Like Romancing the Stone, where you feel good, but also like there's a good adventure going on. Crocodile Dundee is another one that's kind of like that. Yep. The adventure romance. Like this could be a book kind of a thing. Yeah.
Which Sahara is a book.
It is.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Right. Dirk Pitt, which was his name in that. Turns out there's a whole series of books called Dirk Pitt novels written by this guy. And Clive Cussler is his name. It's one of those books. It's all the paperbacks if you look in like a Walmart or whatever.
The dime store.
He's one of those authors. But he has a whole series called Dirk Pitt novels. And it's all that. Like, and I've never read one. I've picked up the Sahara one just because I want to read it. And I read like 3 chapters and I was like, this is very loosely based. These are very different books. But it was good though, like that little bit I read. But
The Mummy, that's another one.
Oh yeah,
things like that. Yeah, good movies, good actor. I like the whiskey.
I think it's great for camping.
I thought we were talking about. So this was actually later than I realized. I thought I was talking about like 2015.
Oh no, this is
2017. So what's interesting is this tobacco came out and was sold before that bottle ever was a thing. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. This was introduced in early of 2017, the end of 2016, and that's what the bottom of that thing says, 2017, when I bought it. So, and this didn't come out to 2018. That's nuts.
Yeah. Here's what I can say. I feel like this is great for camping, but this is also great for barbecue.
Oh, yeah. This is good for barbecue.
Whatever you're smoking right now, I feel like it's, like, again, last time was like there was that peppery, but this peppery goes great with the mesquite, where it's like I feel like I'm drinking like a pulled pork or like a brisket.
Somehow I paired this without even realizing.
Yeah, this is a very, very good
Like,
tobacco.
it's fantastic.
And a very good bottle and a great pairing.
It's a good pairing. Yeah. It's that dark fired Kentucky that's really kind of
like if we go camping, we can skip the food. We'll just have the bottle, and you guys can smoke the tobacco.
Yeah.
And I'll be
You
like,
know
this
what?
is a great meal right
I
there.
think this would go with really good with grilled smoked wings. Yeah. And, I'm not a big barbecue guy. I do like that quite a bit. There's certain barbecue I love and there's certain barbecue I don't.
Right.
But grilled smoked wings, absolutely. Almost even like not with the sauce on. Maybe the sauce on the side.
Like
kind
a
of
dry
thing.
rub?
Yeah, like a
Kinda,
dry
yeah.
rub. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is good. This is, but I've always liked it.
So let me ask you this. I didn't ask last episode for camping. What kind of camping food would you have this guy with? Would you be like, I'm excited to have this with this?
This, this would go good with asada. That might not be a camping food, but like you could, like what I'm talking about, a steak, asada, in a frying pan on a campfire, which I think is totally like in Mexican cowboy beans, cowboy beans and some freaking Mexican steak.
Something more hearty?
Yeah, because it's
More
kind
of
of
a
like that
steak than a
Texas.
chicken.
Yeah.
It's more Texas. You know what I mean? This is, cattle beef. Yeah. But I like the spices that you get with the asada. So it's basically just steak, you know what I mean? Like a thin cut of flank steak or something. And then with the different chili seasonings and whatnot. I think that would go good with some cowboy beans. You know what I'm talking about, cowboy beans. Yeah. That would be it. Maybe a couple of eggs. Why the hell not?
Right.
You know?
We're just gonna
Fried
throw
eggs.
everything.
Yeah, fried eggs.
Yeah. No, I think it's a steak. And then whenever I have a steak camping, I also make a foil pack. So it's like, it's just a foil thing with potatoes and veggies all in there and just kind of steamed or cooked over the fire like that. And the two of those things together go really good.
Yeah,
It's
those
like just
foil
like
packs
fried
are the way
potatoes.
to
Do like
go.
fresh chopped jalapenos in there with
There
this?
you go.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that'd
some
be good.
onions.
Yeah.
Kind of like hash browns, but you cook them in a foil packet. Yeah.
Yeah. So anytime usually when I'm camping with other people. So it's usually either my wife or with my dad. And when I was with my dad, it was always very bland because my dad hated spice.
So you had to add an extra.
Anything above salt and pepper, maybe a touch of garlic powder, and that seasoned salt was about as high as he
Like
went.
that's it.
So
I know my limits.
yeah. So our foil packs with dad was just basically potatoes, maybe a bell pepper. Like that was
Bell
pretty much
peppers were a
it.
bit too spicy. Yeah.
So and now with my wife, it's the same thing, but she likes the spices where you can add some stuff to it, but not like spicy, not jalapenos. Right. It would be very good. And so the next time we go, which is in just a couple weeks, I'm gonna take a jalapeno and
I
make
feel like
myself
this with like
one.
a sliced jalapeno.
Make
in
a
there.
separate one.
I think
Yeah.
sliced jalapenos in there with some onions and
Yep.
potatoes.
I always did onions, potatoes,
Maybe
bell
carrots or
pepper,
something. Bell pepper. I don't like carrots.
some zucchini or yellow
zucchini's
squash.
good. Yeah.
In there. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I like bell peppers though. I like the
yeah.
green ones.
Yep.
I think they're all the same, but I don't like yellow and I don't like red that much.
They're the same. They're different levels of doneness. So green is less ripe, and so they're just not. If you leave
You're
it for a
kidding
while,
me.
they'll turn red. If they were still in the vine,
They're the same thing,
They're
but
the
with
exact same thing.
even
just-
the orange ones.
Yeah.
Really?
They're just different stages of doneness. It's how
Holy
quickly.
I had no idea.
It's how quickly they take them off the vine.
So there's a reason for liking green over the other ones because
Yes.
it's a certain level of
green
doneness.
over the other ones. So like yellow, orange, and red are all the same. That's just like
Unripe.
the type of seed or whatever. They're all the same thing. But all of those were at one point a green. Which is why green is so much different than the other ones. Green has a little bit more of a bite to it than the other ones do because it's not quite as done.
It's not spice, but more of a
Just like a little bit of like a
like-
bitterness
yeah.
and a bite to it.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of prejudiced against the other ones, to be honest with you. I just, when I see them, I'm like, I don't know. Just
it's not
give me the-
appealing to me.
No, I just give me the green. I don't know what it is. Like,
And which works out because the green's usually cheaper. So
yeah,
because
that's fair.
yeah, green is usually a cheaper one. So works out.
well, there you go. Now it makes sense. All this talk about camping and camp food, though, it really makes me kind of want to go.
Right. Yeah.
My dad and I did a trip every year together. And so it was always like a trip for just the two of us. And he just recently passed a few weeks ago. So I was thinking about next year on how to go about doing that. Like, what do I want to do? Do I want to take a solo trip? Do I want to just invite? What do I want to do with that? And so, which I think I've at least a little bit decided, I'm going to do something. I'm going to go on a trip. I don't know if I'll be by myself or if I'll take friends or what exactly I'll do there. But continuing on that tradition and going more, my wife and I already camp all the time. So we have lots of trips planned already for this summer, and we'll do more next year too. But going on more of those solo trips, or I think I'm going to do a backpacking trip next year, is I think how I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
So, but yeah. And so I'll definitely need a bottle to take on those.
There you go.
So,
or two. It sounds like it might be multiple. You know?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
I think a winter camping trip is a cool idea too. I've never
love
done
winter
it,
camping.
but I think it'd be fun. I would love to go ice fishing, like an ice fishing trip. That'd be kind of cool.
Winter camping is my favorite because one, I don't mind the cold. I don't mind cold weather, but there's no bugs and there's no people. Yeah. So it's just the best.
And as long as you dress right, you can buy really like warm stuff nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You have a fire going all the time. You have insulated tents. I would be I'd be down for it. Yeah. It'd be something to think about, especially ice fishing, camping. Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. Like,
it would be cool.
Do both.
Can we cut a hole in the tent and fish while we?
They do. They make that. They make like things that you put over the hole.
Ice shanties.
To keep you warm. Yeah. And the ice is so thick, you have like a heater.
You can have a fire or a heater or whatever on the lake. Yeah.
Oh, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wake up and
I don't know. It's becoming harder and harder to do just because it doesn't get as cold in the wintertime around here anymore.
Right. We'd have to go.
So yeah. So you can still do it up in Lake Erie a little bit.
In the Michigan area, right?
But yeah, you really have to go up to like Lake Superior or Lake Michigan to really be able to do it to like make sure you can do it. Right. Lake Erie, there's like maybe a week every year that you can do it.
So Long Branch is a winner.
Long Branch is a camping winner.
Kind of upset.
It's a winner in general. Yes. I really liked it. Yeah.
It's good. You'll be surprised how much you go through it. Nick knows.
Because it is a very easy drinker.
It is.
It is. Yeah. It's not as sweet as what I
It's one that, like, there's been many nights I've been on the couch with that thing, and you bring the bottle with you, and then you're pouring and drinking and watching and pouring and drinking, and then the next thing you know, it's empty, and you're like, oh, I got to buy another one of that. Many times that has happened. It's like, what, you pop more?
Kind of upset. Yeah, you have any more?
I'm surprised you...
I always thought it was sweet.
Did you never try it?
I did, and I remember it being like sweeter in my head. I remember it being sweeter than what it is.
Now you know. Now you know you've been missing out this whole time.
Yeah, I've been duped. All right.
Until next time.
Till next time.
We'll continue the camping with you.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you want more great content and other perks, be sure to support the show by clicking the link in the show notes. We can be reached on our website, whiskeychaserspod.com, with any ideas for the show. Thanks again.